everyone, and thank you for joining us again for our final episode of Season 1 of Story Stalking, a division of Dead to Rights, the podcast video for the crime genre industry. I'm your host, Donna Carrick, and today's reading will be our final reading from In the Key of 13 by the Mesdames of Mayhem, Carrick Publishing, 2019. So I hope that you'll enjoy it. And then we'll be taking a small break before coming back with Season 2. In Season 2, we're going to feature stories from A Grave Diagnosis, 35 Tales of Murder and Malaise, a Carrick Publishing crime anthology. So look for that. The book and ebook will come out October 31st. So I expect we'll start our readings on podcast and video in 2021. So I'll let you know when those are about to begin. But in the meantime, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us diligently every week for these readings of Story Stalking. And remember that these are nonprofit readings that I do for love of this genre. So please go wherever you can to find our authors. You can find them in back episodes of Dead to Rights or back episodes of Story Stalking. And be sure to look up their work and find them and like them and subscribe to whatever you can, their blogs, their websites. Give them a boost. Do what you can for this industry of ours. We all talk about how the book industry hurts, and in particular the crime genre. And yet we know that our readers love crime genre works. We know that. We love crime genre works. So please, if you've got the ability, go and help these authors. Many of them you will already know. Some of them you may have never heard of before. Introduce yourself to their work. Like, subscribe wherever you can. That's my high horse for today. Sorry for the soapbox. And I want to remind you all that we've got our Carrick Publishing crime anthology titled A Grave Diagnosis, 35 Stories of Murder and Malaise, coming out on October 31st. We won't be seeing you again on Story Stalking until after that comes out. Our next Story Stalking reading will be from A Grave Diagnosis and will likely take place in January of 2021. So we're going to miss you at these Story Stalking episodes, but we hope that you'll look for us. Stay subscribed wherever you subscribe, either on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please stay subscribed to Story Stalking so that you'll get the very first episode of Season 2, A Grave Diagnosis. And until then, I'd like to bring you this wrap-up of In the Key of 13, an anthology of music and murder by the Mesdames of Mayhem, and it was our 4th Mesdames anthology. It came out from Carrick Publishing in 2019. And what I'm going to read to you today is, it's actually a ditty, I would call it, although I know it has another name. It's by the very funny and exceptionally talented editor, Cheryl Freedman. And Cheryl used to be the person who hosted and ran Bloody Words right up until its final conference, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was 2014. And Cheryl's hard work for the crime genre industry is well known. So anything you can do to support Cheryl will be appreciated. And it's Cheryl Freedman. Look for any stories that she's got in the Mesdames of Mayhem anthologies or Sisters in Crime anthologies, any place where Cheryl appears. Look for her work. And again, as I said last week with Ed Pivovarchuk, if you're in need of an exceptional editor, let me know. And I will try to put you in touch with Cheryl Freedman. And now I read to you from In the Key of 13 by the Mesdames of Mayhem, Carrick Publishing, 2019. I am the very model of the Modern Myst'ry Scribble'er by Cheryl Freedman. And Cheryl writes this note: one of the best known, popular, and probably most parodied of Gilbert and Sullivan's patter songs is Major General Stanley's I Am the Very Model of a Modern Major General from the Pirates of Penzance. Hence, this my version of the song, because just as Major General Stanley was acquainted with all matters, vegetable, animal, and mineral, mystery writers as a group can deliver stories about almost any subject a reader might be interested in. I am the very model of a modern mystery scribbler, to the tune of I am the very model of a modern major general. I am the very model of a modern mystery scribbler. I've ways of killing people that would never raise a quibble, or a doubt that I have knowledge of so many ways of offing folks. Little guns and poison, knives and bombs, and even puns and killer jokes. I know not of equations, whether simple or quadratical, because I am a writer, not a genius mathematical, but I know how people talk, including period profanity, and I can diagnose your illness or even your insanity. I've memorized Chicago's on most everything grammatical. I've stories of Bill Johnston and Ontarian piratical. I can write of ghosts and witches, or of authors and librarians, and reading clubs with members who are octogenarians. I play French horn and viola, and can sing in perfect harmony, arrest you or defend you when you do commit a felony. I can walk with you through neighborhoods in every part of Canada, can read dramatic roles in every period of theater. If you want to read of dogs and cats and ferrets, well, just come to me, and I can discourse on your gods from Zeus to Christianity. Cooking, quilting, painting, dancing, I'm an expert on them all, and I'll expound on far-flung planets, cops and crooks and volleyball, the ins and outs of publishing, from writing books to selling them. I know as well as government and hospital and biz admin. I set my crimes in wineries or concert halls or high schools, while you have your choice of gravitas or books that simply make you smile. I'll enlighten you with thinking from political philosophy, or quote you words from Batman, the old series that was on TV. Create a website or a blog, I certainly have what it takes. And don't forget the creepy crawlies, bugs and slugs and rats and snakes. Then there's history from the years BC up to the current century. I'm familiar with every continent. Let's say I know geography. I'm familiar with photography and academy and northern lights and outre things like fundy tides, exotic teas, hermaphrodites, belly dancing, fairy tales, luxury hotels, and more. Journalism, puppetry, computer crime, running a store. In short, you must admit that you can never raise a quibble or deny I am the model of a modern mystery scribbler. The end. And I'd like you to come and find In the Key of 13 and meet the Mesdames and Messieurs who contribute to our wonderful anthologies. You'll find a bio at the back of the books, and I'm going to read Cheryl's bio to you, if you'll bear with me for one moment while I find it. And here it is. Cheryl Freedman was an executive director of Crime Writers of Canada for 10 years. And she was awarded the Derek Murdoch Award, which is an extremely prestigious award, I can attest, for outstanding service to Canadian crime writers. She headed the board of directors for Bloody Words, Canada's national mystery conference, and together with Caro Souls, founded the Boney Blythe Award for light mysteries. She edits manuscripts ranging from nonfiction to history to crime fiction, and in her spare time, she writes crime fiction and fantasy fiction. And her bio can be found at www.mesdamesofmayhem.com. And what she neglects to tell you in her bio is that she is a wonderful and dear and loved friend to many of us, myself included. I deeply love Cheryl, and I had to share her bio with you because if you don't already know her, you should. And that's the reason. I want to thank all of you for joining us for this season 1 of Story Stalking. I've been so delighted to bring you these stories by these wonderful writers, and I can't wait till season 2 in 2021 to bring you A Grave Diagnosis, which will feature 35 writers. We may have to split that one into 2 seasons. That may cover season 2 and season 3 because of so many stories and so many fine writers to bring to you. So until then, I bid you a fond farewell. I'm your host, Donna Carrick, And please join me in thanking our authors, as well as Ted Carrick, who brought you all original music, including Eyes of Gold, our theme song, and we let it bring you out one more time.
Dusty road, man alone. His vital signs go on hold, and I don't know what you've been told, but the years have turned my eyes gold. And I told you what you told me, we'd never be in the same boat for free, yet it rides